Hello and welcome back to Project Slipstream. We are in Pro Cycling Manager 2019. Once again, Max Venturi, our 19-year-old Neo-Pro, he's just claimed his first tour victory. Had a couple of wins prior to that. He won a stage of that race, of course, and won a little bit earlier. So 3 wins to his name. Still no monuments or classics, but we are about to go racing once again. This time it is the Volta Cyclista Comunidad de Madrid. And I still can't pronounce anything European. Right, let's get straight into this. There's a bunch of guys here that I've not raced with before, which is exciting. We're not rated too badly here. We're sort of on par with everyone. We're rated at 72. Next best is Anthony Turgis at 73, so that's okay. Let's dive straight into what's the briefing here. Don't actually really know. We've still got a fitness peak coming. This one, I reckon an attack here at the base of this third canopy climb might be the way to go, and then just power on to the finish. That's I think the way we're going to play this one. So let's dive in and see what job we get given. Hopefully it's a bit of a free ride. Right then, here we go on the sail line. Jeez, wide old road there, isn't it? Four-lane carriageway. Oh, my ear needs a shave. So take the breakaway at the start and hold it as long as possible. That's the job for today. Oh, let's just pause this and let's get up to the front and see what we can do. This is where having that eel skill would be useful, to slither my way through the peleton. Here we go. We are free, and now we're just going to ride up to the front and go pop. Get across into the early morning break. Looks as though we are just going to get there. The big question though is the peloton going to let us go? Because no, they've ridden pretty hard there to reel us back in. There's someone up here that I don't want to let free, so that's okay. We'll recover and try. Okay, we'll try again now. Let's do that. Let's do that then. All right, we're doing that. Oh no. Okay, here we are going to go. Bang. Perhaps it's me that I don't want to let go. Oh, there we go. We're free. We're not free. Well, I'm going to destroy myself trying to meet this objective because at this point I've got 102 of 120 kilometers. There we go. This time it looks as though we might get away. This is looking a little bit better. Going just on the foot of this little climb here. I've used a lot of my my red bar to do this, and we're still not going either. Don't think it's going to happen today. Really don't think it's going to happen. The trick here is just to ride at my own tempo. See if I can recover a bit of energy, maybe on the descent here. We're not going to breakaway. Is this count? It's not counting either. That's annoying. Well, we'll just keep plodding away, and hopefully we'll get there. Everyone at the front here seems to be attacking each other. No, well, yeah, okay. Well, we have broken clear of the peloton. That's a positive. If we can now just close this group, hopefully I'll start to pick up some kilometers towards this objective, because at the moment all I'm doing is burning energy, and a fair chunk of energy too, you've got to say. So, well, we'll just ride along and see how we go. We are closing in on these guys, so perhaps we'll be okay after all. So now I think it's just a case of holding on, and I'm quite happy to participate in the relay. That doesn't bother me. It's just a case of conserving some energy, trying to recover some of this yellow bar, because we've really depleted ourselves in the early stages here. The peloton is upon us. We're about 20 kilometers from the finish. I've just fallen short of the objective by 2 kilometers, which isn't too bad. There was a long solo break there in the middle, about 30 or 40 kilometers. That's not that long, I guess, really, just to try and get those kilometers up. But we're now just sitting in the bunch and getting sucked along, recovering some energy as well. Just doing really what we can to stay in contention. We've got one little climb still to come. I might use my bar now so that we burn our energy on that climb, and then we can just sit with the bunch and ride into the finish. It's not been a bad race for us. Just about used just about completed the objective that we were set, which isn't bad. It's now just a case of trying to hang on over this little climb, just ping pong a little bit. If we can still be in the back end of the peloton when we get to the top of this, we won't have used too much energy, and at the same time should finish in the lead pack with any luck. Or perhaps falling a little bit further back here than I ideally like, so we'll go a little bit harder. We have now used our bar, so we're burning into our energy. But that's okay, we're almost at the end of the stage, 11 kilometers to go, or thereabouts. We're about to hit the top of this climb, and once we're there, it's just a case of hang on for dear life, really. To be in the peloton at this point, having been in a day-long break, is not bad, I think. It will take that. So we'll just get to the finish now and move on to stage 2. Somewhere along the line there, I've picked up a time bonus or two, because we're only 7 seconds down, where everyone else is sort of 10 seconds, so I picked up a 3-second time bonus in there somewhere, which means we're currently sitting 4th, second in the young riders, Pinot were in the mountains, and realistically Pinot were in the sprinters jersey. Total Direct Energy is down in 12th in the team's classification, so yeah, not bad, not a bad day's job. The boss is reasonably happy with us. Day tour of the Volta Cyclista Comunidad de Madrid, and we're not one of the favourites, perhaps a bit of an outsider. We are sitting 4th in the GC. Nice category 2 climb followed by a long descent, so perhaps a little escape off the front here might be the way to go. It depends what job we are given. Let's get into the race and find out. Okay, time for stage 2. What are the orders from our director sportif, take the breakaway. I don't think that's going to work. Being fourth in the GC, we're not going to be allowed in the breakaway, so I'm going to ignore that request. Instead, I'm going to try and ride for the stage. I think that's the only hope I've got today. Probably attack. Probably midway up that category 2 climb, perhaps where the false flat is, sort of halfway up that climb, just as it pitches back up. That might be where I go, I think, but I don't think there's any point us even trying to get into the breakaway. We're just too high in the GC for that to succeed. So we'll sit in the bunch, get through the day's early climbs, a couple of little steep ones there, get through those, get through that sprint point, and then attack midway up that Cat 2 climb, I think. Right, we are riding through the Valley Road, approaching the second category climb. Now, the question is, whose wheel do we want? I don't know much really about anyone, unfortunately, but we'll do what we can. So they're all sort of about where I am, perhaps even a little bit more energy than me. But we'll sit where we are. Leading group is about a minute 50 ahead. I imagine that'll start to hemorrhage some time. I think now's also time to start burning some energy ourselves, moving forward. We can recover on the way down. So I've just activated the gel, waiting on that to come through. We're really starting to reel in the leading group. A couple have gone off the front, including Chrome, in fact. But they're not too far away. Right, so there goes our gel. We can ride a little bit harder. Let's really toughen this race up now. So I've moved away with absolutely no one. I'm on my own here, which is great. But I'm also about to hit the wall. Yeah, too hard, too early. Pop goes the dynamite. And yeah, still plenty left on this climb. So I'm gonna start to hemorrhage some time here, you would think. So we can jump in with the peloton and just hang on. Maybe recover something. Far too big an attack, that one, and I'm going to pay for it quite heavily now, I would think. All we can hope is that I can just about hang on, and that when we get over the top of this climb, there's not too far to go. Still 2.5 kilometers to go. Once we get over the top, hopefully we can recover a little bit on the way down. Chrome looks like he's clearing out front. We just went way too early, really. Burnt all our energy. We just got a little bit of the blue bar left, but yeah, even if there's a slight lifting of the pace, we are out of the back on this one. So it's just a case of hang on. given that Chrome is pulling the better part of a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I think this one is basically done for us today. It's just we'll get home and see what we've got. Being on a descent, I can use a little bit more energy and still recover just a touch. But yeah, I think we're going to be out of the peloton on this one and hemorrhaging time, unfortunately. So we come across the line in the main peloton. We're some way back off the stage limit. Thankfully, Sam Chrome wasn't the stage limit, it was Jets involved. However, I think we're going to see a pretty significant shake-up in the GC after stage 2. 13th of the line, that's not too bad given that at one point we were out the back of the peloton. Ultimately, that attack on the final time really did hurt us. Not a strong result, and we also completely ignored the instructions set for us by our director sportif. So I imagine we're going to be in a bit of trouble after this one. So in the GC, we have dropped down to 7th, 57 seconds off the back. In the Sprinters jersey, we're now in 11th. Climbers are in even classify. 3rd in the Young Rider jersey, and 6th for the team. So not a good day on the bike, and the boss man, yeah, not impressed. No points and no satisfaction. So on the good side, we didn't lose anything, but we didn't gain anything either. So it's a 3-day tour. Let's see what we can do on the final day in Madrid. So it's one for the sprinters, 103 kilometers, basically pancake flat the whole way through. One sprint point to speak of. I suspect I know what the charge today will be, and that is get the breakaway and get some exposure. Ultimately, this is going to be one for the sprinters, so I think we'll get ruled in, but I imagine the request today will be to get out in the breakaway and get some TV coverage. A lovely little leafy street in a suburb in Spain, by the look of it, for today. Can you the general closure? Okay, so we're riding for the GC, right? That's unexpected, but okay, not a problem. Let's just turn on the top 10. Ultimately, it is Chrome that really has this race on a string. There he is, way up the front there. We'll go and take position in and around him. Having a good day on the bike here, actually. What's our sprinter? 72 in accelerations. Okay, alright, we might be in with a chance here. So I'm just going to sit in and see what happens. Time to ignite the afterburners then, 12 kilometers from home, and we're about to enter the final lap here in Madrid. I'm just trying to make my way back forward and latch on to the wheel of Lambrecht here. He's currently leading the points classification. I kind of figure he's the best one for the sprint, but we're a bit further back than I'd ideally like to be. Concerned that we're perhaps a little bit too far back, so let's see. Get up a little bit further in the group here. Five kilometers to go. I need to use the bar, of course. Okay, so that's a good position. I'm happy with that. How are you doing? Okay, we've got a little bit more than you. A little bit more. That's good. Still a little bit too early to use the bar. Use that now. There we go. Okay. So now it's all about jumping on the right wheel at the right time. Oh no! Caught out of position. I pressed the wrong button there. That's why you tend to have keyboard shortcuts set up for this rather than relying on frantic mouse clicks. Just a bit worried we're going to be caught out here as well. Let's jump on to Buhani. Alright, we're going to sprint now. Actually got a reasonable sprint on us. Are we going to get there? It's going to be close. No, we're going to fade just inside the line. Where are we going to get to here? Maybe in the top 10, I would have thought. 7th or 8th? Yeah, 8th place. Not bad. We got caught out of position a little bit there. My own fault for that. But yeah, look, we're not really a sprinter. Max Venturi is being built ideally for the mountains. Stats aren't there yet, but we'll get them there. So that's okay. That's okay. That should be a top 10 for the tour, which will be okay. So 8th place in the general classification, 11th in the sprinters jersey, which is interesting. Nowhere in the climbers. 3rd in the under 25 or the young riders, and 6th for the team. So it was pretty average, if I'm perfectly honest. The boss is happy though. 27 points for that, which is not bad. So we'll take that. That's not too bad. It's better than a kick in the teeth. So there you go. That is another episode with Max Venturi, our pro cyclist here in Pro Cycling Manager 2019. If you liked what you saw, give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button as well so you don't miss any of the episodes. A little bell icon so that you get notified when a new one does drop. Thanks for all your company. Do throw some comments down below if you like what you saw. Give us some suggestions on what you think we should do with Max Venturi as well. And as always, keep riding.